It is Thursday the 23rd of December. It is lille julaften. We have 2 beers left. We are almost done. Let's see what's in store for us today. Okay. That's interesting. We've got a wild card here. No mark on the bottle cap. I have to imagine that it's Monkey Brew, but I know nothing about it beyond that. Does it have a cork? No cork. Alright, so I just need to take the cap off and then pour it blind. Let's get into it. I mean, I'm going to assume that that bottle means that it's a barrel-aged sour from Monkey Brew, which is amazing. I did not see this one coming, and I'm super excited. The reason I say it's a barrel-aged sour is because normally the heavier bottles like that are used for sour beers, because the thing is that the glass is a little bit thicker. They're rated to higher pressures, and sour beers can get to higher pressures in the bottle. So that's like what makes my brain go there anyway. Let's find out. Ooh, yep. I think that's a barrel-aged sour from Monkey Brew. Monkey Brew's sour, like barrel-aged sour profile is very different to Lindheim's. It's more modern. It's more. I'd probably classify it as like American wild ale. It has a more sort of fruit funk kind of funk profile, where the Belgian ones tend to me, this is how I think about it in my mind, so that I can sort of make sense of it myself. But the Belgian ones tend to have a like a cherry pit, peach pit kind of basement and mold, and sometimes barnyard character. Whereas the American ones tend more towards the spectrum from peach pit to overripe or even sometimes rotting fruit, to an almost vinegary thing. Oftentimes it's done really well. Like, Americans tend to use the vinegar note intentionally to accentuate fruit character, and when done well, it can be really, really nice. I don't get the vinegar note. But the funk, to me, is more in that spectrum between peach pit and very overripe fruit. It does have some barnyard character to it as well. But, yeah. That's just how I think about it. It's all personal. It's all subjective. But that's how I can make sense of it in my own mind. There's definitely some fruit added here. But what it is, man... Unlike Lindheim, where I can just think about what they grow on their farm, I can't do that here. They could have used anything. So I don't think that it's any traditional stone fruits. Not that I can pick up anyway. I maybe get some wine barrel character. Maybe. And that comes through as a sort of... yeah, like a white grape note. It also comes through as like a light citrus. The fruit which keeps coming back to the front of my mind is lychee. And I know that they've used that in barrel-aged sours before, but I'm not sure that I want to guess lychee. Maybe that is lychee. I grew up eating lychee at Christmas every year, because lychee is one of the fruits which is ripe in Australia at Christmas time, along with mango and plum. And it has this sort of coconutty thing, which really... coconut, white grape, lychee. That's where I'm going with this. And now that my brain is thinking that, it doesn't want to think of anything else. Alright, before I take the blindfold off, I have to just consider, could this be one of the coloured fruits? Could this be red berries? No, I think this is going to be pale golden. Let's find out. Colour was spot on, thank God. The flavour doesn't help really at all. There's a bit of THP on the end. I can live with it. It's not too much, but it's there. But yeah, I mean, another thing that can happen is that some of the tropical fruits, like mango, for example, you put them in a beer like this, in a sour, and they just disappear. They just turn into something completely different. I've had this experience with pineapple is another one. I've had this experience with a US brewery called the Rare Barrel. They do a lot of interesting sours. A lot of them are at Vinmonopolet. They're not cheap, but they're good. And they do a lot of interesting fruit combinations and fruit and spice combinations. The problem I've found with them is that a lot of the time, those really pungent fruits like pineapple and mango, they just tend to become anonymous. They blend right into that funk profile, which is interesting. It's good, but it makes it impossible for me to guess. I suppose it could be pineapple, but I just don't think it is. And it could be mango, but it doesn't remind me of... It could be like crappy Norwegian green mango, but why would they put that in a beer? I don't know. I'm just guessing fruits. I'm going to go with my original thing. I think like somewhere around lychee coconut. I think maybe it's a Chardonnay barrel or something like that, or a Champagne barrel. Could be. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's so tropical. Yeah, and it's such a contrast to Lindheim's huge expressions of funk, where this is far more subtle, in my opinion, and it's more tropical fruity. Like I say, it's more of a... Lindheim I would put on way closer on the scale to Belgian, because they have their sort of mouldy basement kind of cherry pit, whereas here we're over in peach pit and overripe fruit. And it's very bright, it's very zesty, it's very friendly. That is a beer that you could so well pair with fatty food. That would cut right through it. The acidity is friendly, so it's not overwhelming. It's light and dry. It's just the right amount of acid. It's just tart. It's so nice. What's left to do but to find out what it is. Bière découpage. I cannot pronounce that. Holy shit. No fruit. No fruit. Now just smell that. It is insane that is a beer without fruit in it. It is insane. It's so fruity. It is so fruity. That is really cool. They say it's a sour saison. I don't really get any of those saison notes. The super barnyardy things, I think in the course of barrel aging, those notes are just toned into something different. They've turned into a funk. But, I mean, I keep going back to lychee. That's the thing that this reminds me of. And it is mind-boggling that there's no lychees in it. Oh, it's dry hopped. That's where the fruitiness is coming from, I guess. Let me just read you the label. I know you've got the beer too, but let me just read the label. This is a blend of 70% of dry hopped fresh saison, fermented in our oak foeder, 20% of 10-month-old sour beer from wine barrels. Okay, got the wine barrels. And 10% of 15-month-old sour beer from bourbon barrels. I think the wine barrel sort of took over that. I really get wine barrel. And it's also fun. It's also fun in that re-fermentation in the bottle. The funk from the barrel-aged beers has totally eaten up those fresh saison notes. But the dry hop remains. That's an incredibly fun beer, and it's so unique. That is, like, the lychee thing is just breaking my mind currently. I love it. I love it. It's not every day that you get to taste something which is new and unique and actually spend time sitting down and appreciating it, rather than having it at like a festival like in Copenhagen where it's like have a sip and move on. This is really wonderful, this beer. It's not quite like anything that I've had before. And they've really managed to build their own funk profile and make it work with the dry hopping there. If I was on Untapped with this, the stars would be like, there would be a lot of them. At least 5. Thank you so much, Monkey Brew. Just to think about, We've had 3 barrel-aged sours, plus a barrel-aged sour from Monkey Brew, 4 barrel-aged sours. You think about how much they would cost if you went to the store and bought them. And you think about how much that calendar cost. What a bargain. What a bargain. Awesome stuff. Right, cheers guys. I will see you tomorrow for the final day of the Advent calendar and, of course, julaften.